This is the 11th video in a series studying the 101 laws of the Success Mindset Code. In this video, we will discuss the 11th law, the law of personal responsibility. When it comes to building prosperity later in life, nothing is more fundamental than personal responsibility. Many people enter their 40s and 50s carrying the weight of financial mistakes, emotional scars, failed opportunities, and sometimes a strong sense of frustration. But prosperity doesn't start with luck, government changes, or external conditions. Prosperity begins in the mirror. The moment you look at yourself and declare, "I am responsible for the direction of my life," everything shifts. Personal responsibility is the fundamental mindset that transforms victims into creators. It takes you out of the passenger seat, places your hands firmly on the steering wheel, and gives you the ability to chart a new financial path, no matter your age, background, or past failures. Imagine life as a river. Some parts are calm, quiet, and easy to navigate. Others are turbulent, filled with rocks, unpredictable currents, and storms. You may not have chosen the shape of this river. You may not control the weather above it, but you control your boat. You control your paddles. You control the direction you decide to row. Personal responsibility is the decision to row with intention, instead of drifting helplessly toward a waterfall. Take Mark, for example. He faced serious financial difficulty. Instead of blaming politics, the economy, or his past employer, he decided to change himself. He began reading about personal finance. He cut unnecessary expenses. He created a simple plan and stuck to it. At first, the changes were small, reducing debt, learning to invest, organizing his spending habits. But over months, those small decisions compounded into financial confidence. The mountain of debt that once seemed impossible became just another step on his path to success. Mark did not wait for external conditions to improve. He improved himself, and the world responded. Now consider his friend, Laura. She faced similar challenges, yet her reaction was completely different. She complained, blamed circumstances, and waited for a miracle. Instead of taking responsibility, she gave power away to luck, to chance, to other people. Day after day, she drifted in the river without direction. Where Mark gained control and accelerated, Laura stagnated. The difference was not their problem. The difference was their mindset. After a certain age, your mindset becomes your most valuable asset. Financial education, discipline, self-reflection, and the ability to take ownership determine whether you break through or break down. When you accept responsibility, you begin to see money differently. You stop spending to fill emotional gaps and start investing to build a future. You stop reacting and start planning. You stop living for the moment and start building for the long game. Suddenly, decisions become clearer and confidence grows. To cultivate personal responsibility, start by taking full control of your decisions. Stop looking for someone to blame, because blame is a comfortable prison. Ask yourself instead, what can I do today to improve my situation? When you claim responsibility, you claim power. The power to change your finances, your habits, your health, your relationships, and your future. Next, set clear goals. A dream without action is just imagination. Responsibility requires commitment, even when motivation disappears. And motivation will disappear. Real transformation is built on consistency, not emotion. When you commit to daily financial habits, saving, learning, investing, tracking, you build wealth quietly and progressively. You move from surviving to thriving. Another key step is brutal honesty. It's uncomfortable to look at your mistakes, but denial is expensive. If you overspend, acknowledge it. If you procrastinate, accept it. If you fear financial planning, confront it. Growth begins where excuses end. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are stepping stones toward mastery. Only people who deny responsibility stay stuck. And of course, you must accept the consequences of your actions. Every dollar spent has consequences. Every missed opportunity has consequences. Every investment in personal growth also has consequences, positive ones. When you accept those consequences with maturity, you learn faster, correct faster, and rise faster. Focus on what you can control. You cannot control inflation, global markets, other people's opinions, or unexpected events. But you can control your response, your spending, your work ethic, your attitude, your education, and your resilience. Prosperity begins where control begins. Worrying about what you cannot influence drains your energy and steals your future. Release what you cannot change and double down on what you can. To help you deepen this mindset, here are powerful questions to ask yourself regularly. What choices from my past shaped my current finances? What can I do today to move toward my goals? Am I transferring responsibility to others, or am I owning my decisions? How can I correct recent mistakes? What lessons can my failures teach me? Am I waiting for results or creating them? What consequences am I willing to accept to build the life I deserve? As you reflect on these questions, something remarkable begins to happen. Identity shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who hopes for prosperity and become someone who builds prosperity. You start elevating your standards, your relationship with money, your relationship with work, your relationship with time. You become more selective with the people you listen to. You begin spending less energy complaining and more energy acting. You develop courage. Not the explosive, dramatic courage seen in movies, but the steady, mature courage that compounds results. Prosperity after midlife has less to do with age and more to do with accountability. When you become responsible, you become trustworthy to yourself. You rebuild self-respect. You walk taller. You no longer justify mediocrity. You redesign the architecture of your financial identity. Responsibility gives you permission to win. And here's the greatest secret. When you take full responsibility, luck begins showing up more often. People trust you. Opportunities appear. Partnerships form. Banks offer better terms. Employers increase confidence because the world respects responsibility. So today ask yourself, am I drifting or am I directing? Am I complaining or am I creating? Am I denying or am I deciding? Personal responsibility is not a technique. It is a lifestyle. It is the bridge between where you are and where you can be. It is the blueprint from debt to stability, from fear to freedom, from stagnation to progress. With responsibility, you stop reacting and start writing the next chapter of your financial story. Your boat is in the water. The current is moving. The only question left is, will you row? If this video made sense to you, give it a like, drop a comment below, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe with the bell on so you won't miss a thing. And if you want to take the next step to transform your financial mindset, check out the link in the first comment below.